Labas Vacaras race fans. Good evening, race fans. Porra here with Black Flag E-Racing TV, and we've got an absolute treat for you tonight. And this will be the first of a 10-week series. This is the Lithuanian Racing Club GR4 Championship. Our friends from Lithuania have put together the very best 15 GT7 drivers and put them all together, and we're going to see who is the best of the very, very best. They're just having practice at the minute. Qualifying will start in about 10 minutes, which gives us a bit of time to go through the who's and what's and where's. And we will do that straight away. We are here, round one. This is season 2 of the championship, by the way, and Danish D is the reigning champion, and he is looking to retain that championship this time out. Round one comes to us live from Barcelona, Catalonia, which is an absolutely fantastic track. But without further ado, I think it's time. We'll get out there on track and we'll see who is what and what is going on. So, I think what we'll do, we'll have a look at the settings first. So, quite simply, these are the settings which will be for the entire championship. They are in GR3 cars. 20 minutes qualification, which begins at 7:30 UK time, which I believe is 9:30 in Lithuania. Could be wrong. Please correct me. Also correct me if I said good evening wrong, guys, because I'm not very good at this. It's 140 kilometres. Fastest first grid with a full start check. Don't mess it up, that could cost you a lot of time. Every single race is late morning. It's 5 times dilation of time with custom weather. So literally anything can happen. It could rain, it could snow, God knows, anything can happen. So it's all about managing the track to the conditions. The balance of performance is on, tuning completely prohibited, boost is off. Real slipstream, real off-track grip reduction, heavy mechanical damage is on. Tyre wear is times 6, all compounds will be available, and because it's custom weather, you can imagine at some stage the rain might come into play. They start on a full tank of fuel. Refueling is at 3 litres a second with a times 3 consumption. All the penalties are on, including the penalties. Counter steering, active stability management and auto drive are prohibited, and rightly so. So that's all the settings you need to know about. What about, as they reset the room there, don't worry about what's going on in the background, we've got to do that anyway. So here we go. So there we've got the lineup on your left hand side, the 15 best drivers that Lithuania has to offer us. Ronnie's King Bob, Alpha LTU, Kostya Simonas, the reigning champion Danish D, Armanis, Fizz Rockus, Hoppity Hop, Mr. J, Wendigo, Pazkozas, Audriox, Shady, Timosius and Gidrazo. And you'll see there next to that is their ranking. So the top 15 ranked drivers right behind this. They've also got a reserve list who fall just below that amount there. But there you can go, you can see all the ranking of the runners and riders. We are, about 8 minutes or so from qualifying. So we'll have a look at some of the cars that are out there today. Just waiting for someone to check in so we can check them out. See who's racing what. So get rid of that. Off it goes, lovely jumping. So let's have a look. Who's out there? Look at that. That's the thing of beauty, that is. All the racing forward so we can see what's occurring. There we go. Right, so there's King Bob. He is in the AMG Mercedes, and I'm loving what I said that when I can't see the rest of it yet. We'll see Danish D, reigning champion. He's taking the Lexus for a spin today. Dariukas, he's the first out on track actually in that Porsche 911. So they're going to have a 5-minute break, a bit more practice before qualifying starts, which gives us a chance to really have a look at these cars. So there we go, King Bob in the AMG, Danish D, reigning champion in the Lexus. Timosius, he's gone for that Alpha. Dariukas also in the Porsche 911. McLaren for all jocks. Shady has gone for that AMG, so that's an awesome car, that AMG. And I've got to say, since the patch, it's a much better vehicle. Thanks, Armin. It's good to see you too, buddy. Have a good race, my friend. If you are racing, indeed. So I look forward to seeing you how you get on. Wendigo, my buddy Wendigo, there in the 911, sporting my name on the back. I'm not sure whether to be feel a little bit creeped out or a little bit impressed, but cheers, my friend. Who else have got Armin? What are you driving, buddy? You disappeared. Alpha there in the that's the Toyota Supra, I believe. Good choice. So we can get a good better look at the liveries once everyone's out on track. To be fair, we can't really see much at this stage. But so we know the settings, we know the track. If you look about this track, this is an awesome track. So it's been around for a while. Barcelona, 1991. It was purpose built. A lot of money spent on building the track. But it was used predominantly for Formula One. The fastest qualifying lap around this track is 1 minute 16.7, and that was done by Crybaby Hamilton in the W12 Mercedes-Benz. Fastest race lap from Mad Max Verstappen in the RB16 Red Bull with 1 minute 18.1. We won't be seeing lap times of that kind of ilk here, obviously. Track has changed quite recently. The turn 10 at Acacia was reprofiled. I've got something called track which is run around the track. Turn 10 at Acacia was slightly reprofiled to give it more of a sweeping left hand than it was a much more drastic angled turn prior to that. And obviously we've got the chicane is in there. There is the option of running this track without the chicane, which is the original national format, but the rack chicane is a great leveler, and your exit out of the rack chicane is incredibly important because it's what decides how good your lap is going to be. Coming through New Holland and into the start-finish straight up to turn 1, which is Elf. So we've got 13 turns, very long pit straights, and it's a very quick lap. So we are looking at how many laps. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's have a little rundown of the entire tournament so everyone knows what's occurring. Right, let's have a look to see. So it is a 10 race series. All races are 140 kilometres, I believe, or thereabouts. So we are here, Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya for round 1. Then we're off to Spa for the second round. 20 laps there, it'll be 30 laps today, 20 laps around Spa. Spa's a great racetrack. To be fair, there are some awesome racetracks there. Then we move to Croatia for the Dragon Trail Seaside, 27 laps around there, week 3. Week 4, we're over to Japan for the Fuji International Speedway, 31 laps of that. Rocky's Glen International is our next destination. The Glen, 25 laps around the Glen. Now that is one of my favourite tracks. Then we head back over to Europe for the first race, with 32 laps around there. Followed by Trial Mountain back in the States, a 25 lap run around the beautiful mountains. Then we're off to one of the most iconic racetracks in the history of motorsport, the Autodromo Nacional de Monza, where the F1 was held today. 24 laps around Monza. Really looking forward to that because, as many of you Austrians know, Parabolica at Monza is probably one of the greatest turns certainly my favourite turn in any racetrack. Closely followed actually by the turn just beyond that. So then we're off to Japan again for Suzuka, 24 laps there, and then the final race of the series is at the green hell itself, the Nürburgring Nordschleife. 7 laps of absolute nightmarish murder at Nordschleife for the championship decider. There is cash prizes on offer. So it's not just about reputation is not about being who is the greatest driver in Lithuania. There's also money involved, and a big, solid, nice 50 euros to the winner. Top 10 will be receiving a cash prize of some sort, but the cash means very little when it's all about reputation. And that's what these guys will be looking to do, increase their reputation. We've got, we're on 3 platforms, not on Twitch, we're on Facebook Live, and we're on YouTube. If I have missed any comments from anywhere else, I will bring up the comments for the multi-stream, so I can see it, but I can't respond because I'm multitasking. But some of you that if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Click the button down there, and you will then be informed when we are going live. So we are, what, a minute away from qualifying. No one out on track yet. Everyone having a little rest. We've only got 8 in the room at the moment, and we haven't got more, 9, 10, 11. Do we have the full 15? Has everyone turned up for round 1? I'd be very surprised if they haven't, actually. I'd be quite disappointed if they haven't. Tyre choices. For me, you're starting on a full tank. Personally, I wouldn't be going out on the softs for the first stint, particularly as you've got a full tank to burn off. I think Danish D and Dariukas have got the right idea. I think mediums is the way to start, particularly with the tyre wear being type 6. It's going to drag through your tyres pretty quickly, and you're going to end up with a lot of fuel. If you go out on the softs, you're going to be gaining with quite a lot of fuel still on board. So where are we? We have got, of the 15 we were expecting, it looks like we are about to start. People are starting to head out. So let's, who's that front? Alpha's up front. We know Alpha's pretty quick. Let's go on board with Alpha and do a lap around Barcelona. So here we go into turn 1. You want to stick to this right side, and you flick this round to the left. And you want to stick as much left as you can. Little lift as you pull into this turn here, and you're looking for that upright pole. As you see that pole, you hit that power, and don't be scared to let this car drift left. You can take a lot of that green with you under the bridge. You want to dab at the brakes, get it turned in, catch that apex on the right hand side, and again, don't be scared to let the car drift out wide left here. As you pull back to the right hand side, this is one of the slowest corners on this track. Down into second, even first gear if you need to get that rotation, so you can power up the hill. Drift round to the left hand side here. You're braking just about there. Again, nice early turn in before you look left, then your right hand turn, and then you're up the hill here. No need for any brakes, little lift. Don't need to brake, little lift. And then again, use that green on your left hand side. Use all that racetrack. Again, you're pulling to this right hand side down for the biggest turn in the game, or in the track, should I say. And there we go. In nice and tight the apex. This is the part of the track that's been re-profiled recently. Gives you a much more sweeping left-hander there, sweeping round to the right, and unlike the national track, which will continue up ahead, you are pulling left here, hard on those brakes, get it turned in into the rack chicane. Left, you want to avoid those sausages. It's really going to affect your exit here. You get on that power and actually power all your way through the final turn, and you're off up the hill to complete a lap around Barcelona. That is how simple it is. So there we go. Let's have a look at everyone's cars. So there we've got Alpha in the Toyota, sporting the Michelin WRC black and white livery there. Very good. Harmonious Gaming in his WRX. He loves his WRX Harmonious. Loving the colourful Imperial Armani LRC logo on the side, and likes him sporting the black flag racing logo on the side of the vehicle, monster across the top. They shade it in the AMG Mercedes. Beautiful, beautiful looking car this is. Ball pole, I don't recognise that brand, but looking good, looking good. Loving what King Bobby has done with this AMG. It looks absolutely fabulous from the back, and to be fair, not too bad from the front either. But loving that contrast to silver and green. Really, really good delivery on that. Dariukas 25 in the Porsche 911. A car that has been a staple go-to, really. GR3 car for most. Changed a little bit since the patch, but still a very, very good car. And he's rocking the Boss livery there. Reigning champion LRC, Danius D. Again in that, he's in that Lexus, and I'm loving that kind of black and brown contrast with the skulls in front. Anyone that knows me, knows my cars, knows I love a skull. Liking that a lot. Fuse Rokos in the Corvette C7. It's not a car that I personally go too well with, but it is a bloody good car. And he's done really nice. And I'm loving that actually. That's a very similar colour, that brown, to the brown that we'll see on Rolly's car very soon. As we see them all out there chucking in some good lap times. Wendigo in the 911. Again, sport my name on the back. Love you, man. Loving the livery on that 911. Black and red seems to be a very popular livery on the 911s. Audriox in his McLaren, number 86. Gone for quite simplicity. Simplicity is good. Tamiosis in the Alpha 4C. Interesting choice. You don't see many people using this car, but he's picked this car and he's gone with it, and he's got a very good GT7 logo on there clearly. And there is Ronnie's Dakar. He's a thing of beauty. Absolutely love this livery. So good. The McLaren, who haven't been seen, I think we've seen everyone. Etanas, there is Etanas. Which I think scares me too. Yes, I think I need that in the back of my car. He's in the Porsche 911. It looks like Etanas has been drafted in from the reserves. And look at the difference in that colour under the different light. That is a really, really good car. Vidrazo, there he is in the... strangely, he's got a Ferrari badge on the back of that Porsche. Drive a Ferrari, man. If you love Ferraris, drive a Ferrari. But still loving it. So 13 runners, not the 15 we were expecting. But it is what it is. So far, how are we looking time-wise? Wendigo is the fastest man out there at the moment. He has played a 1:44.8, and it's exactly what I said about those soft tyres. They go very, very quickly. Just 3 laps in, you're already starting to see grip issues on that front left tyre. Similar to the McLaren. McLaren's having similar issues with that. But Ron is second fastest at the moment, 1:45.4. Gidrazo just bears that with a 1:45.0. Good lap from Gidrazo there. Alpha 1:45.6 fastest lap. Couldn't better that on his third run. Arminis Gaming 1:46.1. He's improving lap after lap. WRX though is an absolute beast on tyres. Yes, being a four-wheel drive it can go a little bit longer, but it absolutely destroys the front tyres. This car. Really need to be aware of the kind of animal this car is. As we see Alpha 1:45.6 there, and it's Tamiosis has jumped into the top 3 with a 1:45.3, puts himself on second row alongside Rollins. Rollins with a penalty there. He's not going to better this lap then with that penalty. We know the penalties are brutal here. They put the penalty spots in horrible places. King Bob 1:46.2 in that AMG. Only 1/10 second behind Arminis in terms of time. He's running the medium tyres for qualifying. Personally, I would be running the softs to qualify, but he feels it will run longer, which may benefit him actually in terms of qualifying because he's only a 20-minute qualifying session. Audriox there is in the McLaren with a 1:46.3. Didn't have a great lap 3. Looking to improve on that here with a new outlap. Shady in the AMG. Again, the AMG's got performance about. And look at the state of those tyres. It's going to be very difficult to maintain any kind of grip with that. So the AMG's punishing those tyres. Let's get a drink of water before I do this. Reigning champion Danius D going into the pits to change his tyres out. Best time so far is a 1:47.1. That is not championship retaining time. So he's going to need to up that pace if he wants to stand a chance of being in and around the top 3. Top 3 at the moment being Wendigo, Gidrazo and Tamosius. Etanas drafted in from the reserve list. in the Porsche 911, currently with a 146.6. Puts him in 12th place at the moment on row 6, going in for more time. Look at the state of those already after just 3 laps. Really abusive on the tyres this track. Fizz Rockus in the Corvette, 1:45.9, best time on the board for him. He's had to go in for tyres already, as we know. Very, very hard on the tyres it is. So who's been brave and stayed out on really, really shit tyres? Well, there's Guidrazo. Guidrazo on awful tyres. Managed to put in a 144.888. Do me a favour, mate, can you shave 0.222 off that? Just to make it cool. But that's a phenomenal time, particularly with tyres that look like that. Really struggling with them. Wendigo, he's got new tyres on now, he's done a 144.4. He's got more time in that Porsche 911. Really gets that car dialed in. Last time I saw Wendigo racing, absolute phenomenal race at Monza. He picked really, really early. If anyone saw him, remembers, picked really, really early. And I called him out for a shockingly bad strategy. And it turns out that he was absolutely on it, master stroke, and got himself up into the top 3 from pretty much back at back. So kudos to him for that. So we'll be keeping an eye out not only for his pace, but his strategy. And very lucky today actually from Wendigo. I wonder if it's using the PS4 and PS5. What I usually find is the PS4 ones are a little bit lucky. But that is not sliding down in the slightest. Guidrazo also in the 911. So looks to me that the best car around here in a minute seems to be the 911. Very, very strong in Spain. But you know, we've got some phenomenal tracks to come. I mean, Spa is going to be a leveller. We're going to have the cars with the straight line speed really, really dominating there. So anyone that's picked the AMG or the Corvette for the straight line are going to benefit there. But that's the beauty of the Team Race Championship, is different cars will give you different responses. Now I believe there is a car change, a single car change available if they so wish throughout the tournament, but it is just the one car change. 10 races. Personally, I'm not one for changing cars unless you've done one race in it. It's absolutely awful. But I think once you sell in a couple of races with a car, I think kind of stick with that car because you get an affinity with it and you start to know where you can and can't push it. But you know, each to their own. So Ron is dropping out of the top 4 onto row 3 as we see Alpha putting the Toyota up into the 2nd row alongside Timosius. So currently we have Wendigo is the man to beat. He has 4/10 on anybody else at the moment, looking to dominate from pole position in the race today. Guidrazo in 2nd place, joining Wendigo. Can he get a good start? It's going to be Porsche versus Porsche off the line, unless somebody can knock these two off their perch. Danius D, there he is, the current reigning champion, 3rd fastest in the Lexus with a 1:45.0. Stonking lap from him there, but still only Wendigo and Guidrazo are the only two that have gone sub 1:45 in qualifying yet. Good qualifying pace. Expect the race pace to be, once they've settled down, in the low 1:46 to 1:47 range. For the front runners, probably 47 to 48 for the midfield and back markers. Timosius still there on row 2 alongside the reigning champion. Alpha and Ron is on row 3. Nothing really in them. With that, there's nothing really between Alpha and Timosius. 200th of a second difference between 2nd row and 3rd row at the moment. Can Alpha improve on his 1:45.3? There is Ronnie's 1:45.4 and has not been able to improve on it since that stonking lap 2 of qualifying. And we are about 7 minutes away. That's it, just 7 minutes from the start of this race. Fizz Rockus at the moment on row 4 with Harmonious Gaming 4 Company. Difference between them? 2/10, not even 2/10 between them. Fizz Rockus in the Corvette C7 Armin is just going into the pits now in WRX. King Bob running he's the top. AMG running at the moment. AMG not looking so strong right now, which is a bit of a surprise. I would have expected, in fact, I've seen the AMG perform much better around here. 146.2, the best that he can offer with the AMG. Tanas in that 911, 46.2, being the fastest lap, puts himself up onto row 6. Yes, row 6. There he is, row 6 from 11 place. He's alongside Audrox. Audrox in that beautiful McLaren in 12th place at the moment, with what looks like Shady being the guy at the rear of the pack in the AMG Mercedes. So 13 runners out of 15 expected. Not a bad turnout for the first race of the tournament. So we don't have the 15 best available runners in Lithuania. We have the 13 best, all vying for that championship. Points-wise, I hear you cry. How are the points allocated in this tournament? Well, this is how they're allocated. First place is 25 juicy points. And if they also get the fastest lap, one extra juicy point for them. Second place with 20, third place with 18 points, and then it is 14 for fourth, 12 points for fifth, 10 points for sixth place, and then it is allocated 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 point for the guy in 15th. There will be no guy in 15th, there will be no guy in 14th today. There will definitely be someone in 13th though. So 3 juicy points for whoever is last in this race. But they don't want 3 juicy points, they want 25 juicy points. But here we go. Who's in the pits? There is Wendigo in the pits, 7 minutes to start. I'm assuming a message come a couple of minutes ago because I didn't see it. So let's assume that it did. Let's go. King Bob has chucked in. And I take back everything I said about that AMG. He has put in a 1:44.0 in that AMG Mercedes. Absolutely stonking lap. I said this was a much stronger car than the time suggested, and he has absolutely just melted that car around the track. Not going to improve on this lap though, with a big wobble. Almost a second down, but nearly losing the back end of it. But an absolute stonking 1:44.0. Are we going to see anybody break the 1:44 mark in qualifying? Certainly would like to see it. I don't know if the cars have got it. That lap for a 1:44.0 for King Bob is an absolute stonker. Now, pit stop wise here, it's a long pit stop. If you are just changing tyres, you are in the pits for 31 seconds. That's without a splash of fuel. 31 seconds. So, and it's only 3 litres a second refill. So, if you are filling up your car to the brim, you're at the best part of a minute in the pits. So you really need to maximise your track time. And unfortunately, these racing soft tyres do not do that. They only give you 3, maybe 4 laps before they're coming in. So those starting on the soft tyres will be pitting very early doors. And King Bob comes in after putting in that stonking lap. That moves Wendigo down to second. Still on the front row though. Gudrazo moves out of the front row into row 2 alongside Timosius. Timosius is ahead of Denius D, reigning champion. Reigning champion down onto row 3 with Dariukas for company. Alpha and Rod is on row 4 with Harmonies Gaming and Fizz Rockus on row 5. Down on row 6 we've got Air Tanas and we've got Shady with Audriox at the moment looking to be the guy. It looks like he might be the guy back, but as we know, GT7 puts people where it likes when they go in the pits. You can't really tell who is quick because it disappears at times, and we all want them to fix that long issue. So he's coming out for what looks like one last blast. He's not going to have long to set this lap. He's going to need to do it quickly. We are 2 minutes from start time. King Bob is sitting back now. He's 4 tenths clear of Wendigo. Wendigo, that gap has come down to 3.333, should I say. between him and Gidrazo. So Gidrazo getting faster. So best lap for King Bob, 44.0. Fastest lap overall. Wendigo, 44.4. Gidrazo, 44.7. Timosius, 44.8. So 4 drivers now in the sub 145s. Then we go to Danius D with a 145.0. Dariukas with a 145.3. Alpha 145.3, also 200th of a second difference, and as he crossed the line has improved. He has improved a 145.2. So one of those a 1/10 improvement knocks him up the order to split Danius D and Dariukas, puts himself on to the 3rd row. Fizz Rockus 145.5. Etanas with the first of the sub, so the plus 146 runners. So that was all the 145 runners. Now we've got the 146 runners, 146.2. Audrios, wait for his time to poke up by 3 minutes to finish. It's the goal. Just 3 minutes. You better be on a hot lap. If you're not on a hot lap now, then you are not going to set a better time. Let's have a quick on board with King Bob. He's going to get a chance to set a time. Is it going to be a better time? We see him drift out very wide, which is how you need to handle this. On the brakes as you come under the bridge. He's already purple. Is he going to improve on his current qualifying time? Very, very brave on that power. Lets the car drift out as you should. Get it changed down. Does he go to first gear? He does, to get that rotation in the AMG. You need to in this car. It's such a heavy car. Then back on that power. Was a little bit slow with the gear change there. Gets changed down second gear. He turns left. He turns right. As we see the sky changing. It's getting darker. Is there going to be rain? Is that going to mix things up? As we see him head into this lovely strand. This is where you serve the penalty when it all goes horribly wrong for you. You do not want to be serving a penalty here. Will cost you a shit ton of time. Into the slowest part of the track. Drifts out as wide as he dares. On that power again. Little lift as you get it turned in. Desperately waiting for this little curb stone to get back on that power again. Little bit late on the power there. And here we go. Turns right up towards the rack chicane. As far right as he can go into chicane. Miss that sausage. You want to miss that sausage. Absolutely get on that power quickly. And here he goes into the final turn, turn 13, up the start finish straight. He's not going to improve on his time. Couple of bad corners there. Sector 1, he was up. Couldn't make any more time out of that AMG, but doesn't need to. His 144.0 is enough for pole position. King Bob is on pole. Doesn't look like anybody else is going to set a better time. Who's still out on track? Shady's out on track. He hasn't done better than a 46.7, and that was an outlap. Audriox, mid 47s. Nice consistent mid 47s, but is it going to be enough? Etanas, so one minute to finish qualifying. 1 minute left. Who's still out there with a chance to set a time? Etanas, here he comes into the final chicane. He catches that sausage, doesn't really want to be doing that. What sort of time is it? He loses the back end almost of that Porsche. Holds it together though, into the start finish straight. He heads up the road. Etanas with a 146.2, doesn't improve. Stays where he is. Shady, what's he got? Well, he's slowed right down. He's not setting a time there. King Bob out on track again. He's not going to have time to set another time, I don't think, though, before the race starts. So there is our grid. King Bob is on pole. I should have written it down really because I can't remember where everyone else was. I think it was Wendigo was second fastest. So they are going to be the guys out front. And everything I said about that AMG was absolutely right. The AMG, phenomenally quick car. And when you dial this car in, it really can give you some speed. It can be quite understeering. You do need to brake a little bit early with the AMG for me. Well, I do, because I'm slow as shit. But yeah, you do need to brake a little bit early with this AMG and get the turning done as quickly as possible. So here we go. Just waiting for the last couple to finish qualifying. King Bob. There we go. Everyone in the pits. We are ready to start. Everybody on hard tyres, but for King Bob and Danius D. So, yeah, good choice. I think. Actually, no. It looks to me that everybody now switched to the hard tyres. Quadrazo opting for softs. That's a rather strange choice. So there we go, everyone exiting out and everyone going back in, ready to reset the room for this race. So what are we waiting for? I think we're waiting for one other to... no, everyone's here. I think everyone's jumping back in now, and in we go. And let's wait for everyone to join us. So this is the so we haven't produced anything on Black Flag TV for a while. I was busy with work, and we had a few people on holiday and stuff, so we didn't have that many races going on that were worthy of your time. But this is the first of many. We've got this evening, and we will be with you every Sunday evening with every single thing from this championship. And throughout the week, I will take little clips and snippets. And those of you that have taken the time to click the subscribe button, or the follow button, or the like button, or the whatever other button there is, will get exclusive, you heard it first, exclusive access to some little short videos of overtakes, crashes, and the like, anything exciting that happens throughout the week. I'll put up little snippets ready for next week. But next Saturday, actually you heard it here first, next Saturday is the return of GT Fusion after the summer break, and with its new home here at Black Flag E-Racing TV, we will continue, or I will continue to be bringing you all the action from the next round. As we are now ready to start this race, let's go with someone at the back of the pack. Is it going to let me keep my view? Probably not. Let's have a look from the car of Fizz Rockers. Gives us a nice good view at the start. Lights are on, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are away, are we? We are away. Everyone away pretty cleanly. Doesn't look like anyone behind was in trouble. And unfortunately, I'm going to jump out very quickly as I do, which is unfortunate. Here we go. Get a much better view now. There we go, that's what I was looking for. Thank you very much. So, let's have a look. Where is everyone? Sorry about that. King Bob is in the lead. He has retained that first place. Wendigo has retained second in that Porsche. So, the Porsche and the AMG. So, it looks like the German car is very dominant so far. Wendigo in second place, sticking at the moment with King Bob. Quadrazo in third place. Dariukas currently in fourth, under pressure from Timosius. Timosius in fifth place, with Rollins just taking sixth place, just behind him. Very, very good overtake. And we see Danius D looking to make a move on Rollins. Doesn't make that move stick, has to tuck in behind. Very, very close. Danius D makes another move up the inside. Again, has to back out of that move. Shady in 8th place. Arminis Gaming just behind him in 9th. Aldriox just takes 10th place from Etanas. Etanas in 11th place now, drops down. As we see, Van Dukas, where did he come from? Didn't see him in qualifying. Makes his way up into 12th place. Fizz Rockers dropping down the order, way down the order to 13th. And Alpha right at the back of the pack with some severe damage. He is going to have to pit with that damage. Some damage on Fizz Rockers. Van Dukas. I wasn't expecting you, mate. Oh, the French name too funny. Etanas, he's clean. A little bit of damage there on the front of Aldriox's car. Arminis Gaming, he is doing absolutely fine. No damage there. Danius D has kept it clean in that Lexus. Shady, no damage there for him. Rollins, also no damage. As him and Shady going side by side, looking for any advantage they can get up into turn 1. Here they go, Shady looking to try and out-drag him. He's got the inside line. Who's brave on the break? Danius D get involved. 3 wide into turn 1. Danius D, absolutely stonking move through the middle of the pair of them, up into 6th place. What an overtake that was. Brilliant move there. Shady moving up the inside of Rollins as well. So all change between those three. What a three-way battle into turn one. Very, very brave. Could have gone horribly wrong, but enough room was given. Armin is coming back in 9th place. We're moving through the order now. Timosius in that alpha, in the alpha, moving up to 5th place. Dariukas in 4th. Gidrazo is in 5th place. He's half a second behind Wendigo. And Wendigo already 2.7 seconds back from King Bob. The front three starting to pull away from the chasing pack. And of that front three, there is King Bob way out in front, looking to really, really build a big, big gap. Anybody stupid enough to start on the soft tyres? Yes, there he is. There's the one man, Shady, in that AMG, starting on the soft tyres. He is going to be the first man we see in the pits. If he lasts that long, it will be a lap 4. We will see him coming in. Those tyres just do not last. He's trying to hunt down Dynasty while he's got the grip. He's going side by side, looking to make a move up the inside. Catches that sausage on the way through. Really unsettles the car when that happens. And he's put himself right into the crosshairs of Rollis. Rollis looking to capitalise on that mistake there from Shady. Rollis on the hards. Aldriox also using those soft tyres. Though doesn't seem to have taken so much out of them. Who else at the back? No one else running those softs. And we see King Bob, just that gap already. We're on lap 3. He's put in a 1:46.2, which is phenomenal early race pace. With a 1:46.2, puts him 4.6 seconds clear of Wendigo. Wendigo under pressure from Gidrazo. Just about 8 tenths in it at the moment. But these two guys starting to pull away. Dariukas, can he do anything from 4th? Can he keep tacked onto the back of that battle? At the moment, he is 1.6 seconds back, getting no slipstream help at all. But he is giving up some to Timosius. Timosius can tuck in behind there. He's not getting a lot of drag, but he's going to get a little bit off the back of that car of Dariukas. Danius D, reigning champion Danius D, at the moment back in 6th, 2.8 seconds back. We're starting to see a few little groups forming. Front 3, then we've got the battle 4th place, 4th, 5th. Then we've got this battle here. Danius D at the head of the battle, half a second from Shady, who is 1.2 up from Rollins. He's on those soft tyres though. We will soon see Shady jumping into the pits very, very soon. He's tucked right under that back wing there. There we see him right under the back wing of Danius D, looking for any sort of way through. He's got to make some inroads up this racetrack before those tyres disappear from underneath him. And he hasn't got long. The front left already screaming for help. Screaming for help. Takes so much abuse on this racetrack. And they come round to complete the 3rd lap. Look at the state of those tyres after just 3 laps. Tucking right in behind. With this slipstream very strong here. Looking to make a move up into turn 1. Is he going to have the momentum? A little bit of a bump drive to help Danius D. That won't help him get round him. Taking a much, much wider line. Danius D looking to go very defensive. Defending that inside line. But Shady's going to be struggling now with those tyres. He's not going to find it easy to make a move round with the tyres in that condition. There's Rollis. Rollis knows I'm sure knows that Shady's on those soft tyres. He must know from his pace. He's watching that battle up ahead, and the battle is raging on. Danius D doing a very good job of covering off Shady, having a look up the inside. The door shut very firmly in his face by Danius D, and he cannot make that move. Shady's going to have to pit this lap. Absolutely very early pit window. King Bob on the medium tyres. 5.7 seconds clear, and still putting in purple lap times, looking to build a very, very big gap. Wendigo sticking with him, but he's on the hard tyres. He is going to have to run a little bit longer. I think we're going to be looking pit window for those, particularly those medium runners. We know the soft runners are going to have to come in now, or they're going to die if they don't, because those tyres will throw them into a wall and kill them. The medium runners, they've probably got another 2 or 3 laps. I think lap 6 to lap 8, I think depends on how brave you are. Lap 6 to lap 8 is going to be the pit window for those running on the medium tyres. But the sensible runners are those that have started on the hards. I think the hards are going to match the fuel much better. Remember, they started on a full tank of fuel here. Is Giorgio on softs? I think he is. I think you're right. Yes. So, yeah, you are right. Giorgio's in. Shady in. They've had to go in. Those soft tyres, absolute dog shit around there on this tyre wear. Waste of time, those soft tyres for me. You're going to spend a lot of time in the pits. And remember, it's 31 seconds if all you're doing is changing tyres. It's just too long. There's too much time that you're going to lose changing tyres. King Bob absolutely dominating out front on those mediums. He is on lap 5 of 30 laps around here. So we are at the, well, we're nowhere yet. We are at the 1/6 point of the race. Pit window is going to open in about 2 laps time. We're going to have many different strategies here. 2 laps, so we've seen all these soft runners already jump in on lap 4. We're going to see the medium runners jumping in on around lap 7. And the hard runners, when are they going to come in? Well, I imagine we'll see them in probably closer to lap 10. Maybe even lap 11 or 12, if they can hang those tyres out there long enough. As we can see, the Porsche very good on tyres anyway, but not so much damage to that front left as we're seeing on the mediums at the moment. But here we go, Wendigo in second. There is Dariukas in third place. The gap for the front 3 were pulling away. Now it's just King Bob and Wendigo pulling away. Dariukas dropping into the clutches of Timosius on those hard tyres. They are both running on the hards. Timosius in that Alpha, and I've got to say, I'm not a big fan of this 4C, but if Timosius is driving it, it looks like a pretty decent car. And is he able to make a move into turn 1 as he sets his best lap of the race with a 48.214? He's got the slipstream on that Porsche. The Porsche is very, very quick though. He pulls out in the Alpha, takes that inside line. No defence there from Dariukas. Looking to make the comeback here. Doesn't have the pace out of the corner. Timosius just makes that move count. Can he make it stick? Dariukas can't see him pulling away yet. But here we go, Timosius on that power in the Alfa Romeo. And he is into the next turn. And he is too far, I say too far ahead. He did leave the inside line open. He was confident though that Dariukas couldn't get through the door. Trying to close down. Still no opportunity for him. Is there going to be a chance when he has to run down the hill here into this left-hander? Timosius, for me, should have gone tired with defending there, but Dariukas didn't have the space to get through, and very sensible to not try it. Touch your brakes going in here. I think you really do that with a lift. But there we go. So Dariukas now, he's got another run. What's Timosius going to do? Is he going to keep it tight? He leaves the door wide open. Dariukas says, thank you very much, I'm going through. But Timosius just has the traction. A little touch there. A little bit of damage on the front of Dariukas' car. No damage for Timosius though. Timosius stays in third place. But he left the door open. That could have gone horribly wrong for him. Into the chicane. He'll go into the rack chicane. They go left. They go right. They're on the power. Timosius much quicker. Much quicker on the power there out of the rack chicane. And the gap is 7/10 of a second. I'm not sure Dariukas is close enough to make a move up into turn 1 here. Not going to happen on this lap. So we're looking down the order now. Danius D, he's 1.8 back from the battle. He can't see it ranging out in front of him. He's also on those hard tyres, so he'll be hanging this out there for another few laps just yet. Roller's in the McLaren, 2.8 seconds back, and found himself in a little bit of no man's land already. And quite early in the race to be in this kind of position. There's no one really challenging behind, no one challenging ahead. His race pace is the mid to low 49s. Now that's in the midfield. If we compare that to King Bob's race pace is low 46s all the way. And he actually had a bad lap then. Those medium tyres started to go off. And I called it lap 7. That's when we'll see those medium tyres come in. I do sometimes know what I'm talking about. Arminus Gaming, he is just under 3 seconds back in that WRX. And those tyres on WRX, we can see it. Even though he's on the hard tyres, they're struggling a lot more than the others. And we know that WRX is very, very bad on front tyres. And the problem we have with GT7 is his inability to change brake balance unless we allow tuning, which is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Because you can have tune prohibited cars with a brake balance controller, but that's something that Sam's going to need to look at. But anyway, he can't do anything about it because he can't adjust his brake balance. So that is the game, and that is the brakes as he comes through that rack chicane in that beautiful blue and black WRX, and he stays out for another run. It's Hadas being followed by Fizrokas. Bit of a battle here for 7th at the moment, or 8th place, sorry. Fizrokas with a great little run on him. Is he going to be able to make a move up into turn 1? He's certainly got the slipstream. The Porsche just seems to have the pull down that start-finish straight. Fizrokas tucking over to that left-hand side. He's not going to try and dive up the inside here. He's going to stick behind him and look for an opening. There may be an opening here. There's a Tanas does keep it nice and tight. Forces Fizrokas to back out. That gives a little bit of breathing room for Tanas in that Porsche. And from the passenger view, this is what we can see. We'll look for the body view. This is a much better view. We can see the back of the Tanas car. And actually, that gap is starting to open up. So Fizrokas has dropped off the pace a little bit. Damage to front and rear bumper. Will he repair those when he goes into the pits? Just want to point out to anyone who's not from Lithuania, yeah, I noticed he jumped in on lap 8. He had to. Those tyres were absolutely shot. Is it Josas? If I pronounce that wrong, just tell me. Cadrazo, there he is in the Porsche 911. Lost Ferrari so much, he drives a Porsche with a Ferrari badge on it. I can't tell you how much that annoys me. Sorry, but I can't help it. But yeah, I was going to point out to those any of you watching not from Lithuania, you do see a lot of British badges there. That's just because they're in this country, so it's not really Lithuanian. This is a out-and-out Lithuanian championship. These are the fastest guys on GT7 in Lithuania, and that is why you're seeing the quality of racing that you are seeing. Shady is 24 seconds back, but has already been in the pits. He is now on those hard tyres. So who has and who hasn't pit? Let's go down the order. Wendigo, he will be pitting. I think he'll come in lap 10. Could be wrong. He'll probably come in now and make me look stupid. Timosius, he's going again. Is he going to come in this lap, or is he going to go in on lap 10? I said lap 10 pit window for the hard runners. It has been quite hard going out front at the moment. But Wendigo 11 seconds clear of Timosius. Timosius got Dariukas for company just behind him. He's also on those hard tyres. Danius D, reigning champion. There he is, up in 4th place on those hard tyres. Is it going to be a case of do what they do or do what they don't do? So if the cars in front jump in, is it worth staying out for another lap? Does he feel he's got the grip in those tyres to hold it out for another lap? King Bob comes back out in 5th place from the lead of this race. He has jumped on to the medium compound tyres. Ran the mediums in the first stint. He's running those mediums again. 2.3 seconds back. So not going to struggle with regaining the lead when the guys out in front finally pit. Rod is still yet to pit on his first stint. 6th place at the moment. Harmonist Gaming also hasn't pit yet. Very, very brave. To hang that WRX out on those tyres is incredibly brave. He must be struggling big time here. Does he feel he can go another lap? Let's see as he goes through that rack chicane and then the final turn on to the start finish straight. He stays on that left hand side. He's going nowhere near the pits. He's staying out for another lap. So thank you very much, guys, for confirming my pit stop strategies. Anyone would think that I'd done a few laps earlier and seen how far the tyres can go. I actually didn't. How many times was it? Fizrokas, he hasn't been in either, staying out on those hard tyres. Gudrazo, he's been in the pits once. As you see, Dariukas in, Etanas in on those hard tyres. They're coming in lap. It'll be lap 9 for. I know it was lap 10. They're on lap 10 now. But yeah, it would have been lap 9 when they came in. Gudrazo was on the soft tyres. He has pitted already once. He's back out on the hards. He will be pitting again somewhere around, I think, lap 15 or lap 16. Depends how well he lets that fuel last. Dariukas has also pitted. There he comes back out in 9th place. Shady. Is he? I think he was on the soft tyres. That is his 2nd stint. So he will run. Probably might even stretch this out to somewhere around lap 17 or 18. Depends how brave he feels. Itadas just come out of pits. He's on those hard tyres. Should have put a bit of fuel on board, buddy. I reckon you probably could have got a little bit longer with the fuel. There's Alpha in 12th place. Not pit yet. Look at the state of those tyres. From 12th place. Wendigo hits the pits at the end of lap 10. What about Timosius? Timosius is in the pits too. King Bob retains the lead of this race. How far ahead? It's only 4.3 seconds. But Rollins stays out another lap. Now this is actually going to be key. It's about tyre management here, and staying out that extra lap has absolutely made a massive difference, because Rollins can go much deeper into his 2nd stint, which is going to benefit him later in the race. He could probably, and I'm going to call this, Rollins can stay out until lap 12 here for me, which is going to greatly benefit him later on. We're a third of the way through the race. If he can hang this out, and I think it's a big ask, but if he can hang this out to lap 15, he could one-stop this race. I don't think he's going to be doable, personally. For me, I think if he comes in lap 13, then he could do another long stint on the hard tyres, giving himself 4 lap stint on the softs. We know those softs last maximum 5 laps, so that could be his strategy here. And I actually think it's a pretty damn good strategy. Personally, I think he should run the soft stint after this one. So jump in the pits on lap 13, whack on those soft tyres, little splash and dash. In fact, it wouldn't even need to. No, don't even worry about fuel. Just literally go in and whack on some soft tyres, absolutely melt your car for 4 laps. See if you can gain some track position, gain a few places maybe, and then whack on the hard tyres and take it to the end of the race. Wendigo currently sitting net 2nd place, 12 seconds back. He is 3rd on the racetrack at the moment, but remember, Ron is still the only man out there that hasn't pit so far. Wendigo has pit. He is in 3rd place. The gap to the leader is 19. You heard it here, folks. 19.6, 20.8 seconds. King Bob on those mediums, though. Wendigo running on the hards. Now, is that going to play into the hard runner's hands? Now, we know that Wendigo can chuck in good solid laps. He's already lapping. We haven't really looked at him. Sorry, buddy. Let's take a look at you. Vadukas in 14th place. He is on those hard tyres, just come out of the pits, but already way off the pace, as we find the top 4 already lapping him. Audriox in 13th there. Say 13th, he's in 12th because Alpha pulls into the pits in 13th place. So Audriox up to 12th, and he is very close there to the back of Fizrokas. Is there an opportunity to tell one? Don't think he's close enough. That straight line speed of that Corvette, keeping Fizrokas ahead of Audriox at this stage. There we go, there is Fizrokas. He looks in the mirror. He can see Audriox is there. He's going to have to be worried about him because he will be under pressure at some stage. Audriox on those hard tyres though will pit sooner. And look at the difference in the sky there, look. We go further back down the track. It's blue sky. But there's some dark clouds. Some dark clouds on that side of the track. Is that something we need to worry about? Remember, this weather is random. We don't know what is going to happen. But King Bob there, just see that cloud looming ahead of him. Gap is 11 seconds. Ron is still on the track. Lap 13. is where he stretches out to. And I think I've called this spot on with this strategy, and I deserve a high five. There we go, high five myself. Well done. High five to myself for that. And I apologise for the sound a little bit then. I pushed the mic away a little too far. So there we go. So King Bob in the lead, 11.5 seconds clear. Remember, 8 seconds clear of Rollis. Rollis still to pit. Has hung this McLaren out there for 13 laps on those hard tyres. Everyone else on the hards didn't go any further than 10 laps. That is phenomenal tyre saving from Rollis. Wendigo, 8 seconds back. He is net second. Has pitted already from second place. So he will regain second once Rollis hits the pits. Gidrazo with a half-second penalty to serve. 4.2 seconds back in that Porsche 911. Don't be fooled by the badge. It is not a Ferrari. It is a Porsche. He is 4.3 seconds behind Wendigo, but that is going to change as he goes and serves his penalty. That will come out to about 5, maybe 5.5 seconds. And the gap back to Danius D, 6.5, which you'll see is tumbling down to 5.5 seconds after that penalty is served. He is running the mediums. Is he going to close that gap? Look at the lap times. 1:48. He did just chuck in a 1:47.7. Gidrazo with a 1:48.6 at a second a lap. That is going to tumble down if he maintains the pace in that Lexus. Timosius 8.1 seconds back, running the hard tyres. So these different strategies playing out in different ways. As Rollis jumps into the pits, where's he going to come back out on the racetrack? And is he going to do what I thought he was? He's either going to come out on hard tyres and he's going to run long, or he's going to come out on softs and drive like an absolute demon. And it looks to me like he is on those hard tyres. We'll see now. He's in sixth now. There we go. I called it. Bang! He's on the softs. He's going to absolutely smash out. You watch these lap times now. He's going to smash out 4 laps at full fuel map. He's saving nothing. He is leaving nothing on the table here. He is going to absolutely melt this McLaren round this track for 4 laps and then ditch those pile of shit tyres and then back onto the hards to finish this race. That's why I do this job, and that's why you guys do that job. Called it absolutely bang on. Get in there, Rollis. He is a good, I'll tell you what, watch Rollis, good outside for a top 3 here with that strategy. I'm telling you now. Dariukas in 7th place at the moment, 2.6 seconds behind Rollis. On those hard tyres. Pit window for him is going to be opening in about 5 laps, maybe 6 laps. We'll see. Shady 159. He pit very early. He started on the soft tyres, went on to those hards. King Bob jumping into the pits again on the mediums. Wendigo will take the lead of this race. So the mediums not hanging out long enough. They're only doing 7 laps, which means those running on the hard tyres are getting 3 laps more of running. And I don't think that the 30 seconds you lose pitting is worth the fucking about, to be honest. But we will see. King Bob relegates to 2nd place as Wendigo takes the lead of this race. Itanas in 9th place as we see Danius D, the reigning champion, in the top 3. That's where we want to see the champion. Amonix Gaming, there he is in that WRX. Got rid of those tyres. Back on a new set, showing some good pace there, back in 10th place. Fitzruckus 8.7 seconds back in the Corvette, and we see the back marker there moving out of the way very, very quickly. Validukas, I'm going to say Vedukas. Please tell me. I've been practicing all the others. I just didn't practice because I didn't see your name up there. Alpha back in 13. Very surprised actually, because I know I've seen Alpha race and I know this boy's quick. But clearly, this Lexus, here's the Lexus, isn't it? This, Toyota, has not got the kind of pace that he needs round here. But he's on those medium tyres, back in 13th place at the minute. He is a minute behind Audriox in the other McLaren. So out front, it is all changed. Wendigo has taken the lead of this race, and he's still got some racing to do. He's going to be able to go another 5, maybe 6 laps on those hard tyres. Now, here is the problem for King Bob. He's now come out on those hard tyres. He ran two stints. We're at the halfway point. He ran 2 stints on those mediums. He's now on the hard tyres. We can get 10 laps, and we know you can get 10 laps out of those hard tyres without too much tyre saving. He's going to need to pit again for the end of this race. Is he going to go for 5 laps on the softs, or is he going to go for some really dangerous laps on the medium tyres? And by dangerous, I mean dangerous to any animal choosing to run across that track. But Wendigo is the leader, 11.8 seconds clear of reigning champion Dana's D in the Lexus. He is 9 seconds clear of Timosius in 3rd place. And here we have a bit of a battle going on. Timosius, King Bob, Rolles in 5th place. And I said he was going to be racy, didn't I? And that's exactly what he is doing. Up to 5th place and absolutely melting that beautiful, beautiful McLaren. And I am going to get that livery off him and stick it on my own McLaren because it is fucking gorgeous. Sorry, man, I've got to have it. I've got to have it. So share it on your profile for me, please. Thank you very much. Dariukas, 6.3 seconds back from that battle. And he really is in no man's land. And I can't make what you should joke about a Lithuanian sandwich or a Belgian sandwich, because they're all Lithuanian. There is no Lithuanian sandwiches. They're all Lithuanian out there. But Dariukas at the moment in 6th place, and very comfortably in 6th, dominating the midfield in the fact that nobody is challenging him. He's not really putting any challenge on the front runners. He's going to have to pit certainly before every car in front of him. And Rolles right on the back of King Bob, looking to take that position. He definitely racy on those soft tyres. I knew he was going to be. He did a 1:47.8. That's when King Bob has got the fastest lap of the race with a 46.1, but that 47.8 is a bloody quick lap, especially at this stage with worn tyres. And here he goes, looking for a good exit. We can see King Bob ahead. Look at this. This is a great 3-way battle. King Bob just touching the gravel there, looking to make a move on to Moses into turn 1. And we're watching from the hood of Rolles' car. Rolles didn't get a good exit there, not able to close up on King Bob and make a move. King Bob, though, can't get up the inside of Timosius for 3rd place. But this is the battle for a podium place at the moment. We're on laps 17 and 30. King Bob up the inside. Does he have the traction in that AMG? Timosius hangs that Alfa Romeo out there. Really holds the track well. King Bob retakes 3rd place. Has the inside line. Up he goes. Back into the top 3. As we see a purple lap from Rolles round the outside of Timosius. Can't make the move stick there. Looking to just hang on the back and take another opportunity. Here it is. Up the inside. Door left wide open. Rolles says thank you very much, but Timosius is having none of it. He is not leaving the door open anymore. Shuts the door into this little left-right combo. Rolles has to try again, and he's all the time burning the useful rubber out of these soft tyres, but he needs to do that. He needs to get up the track as far as he can before he pits again on those hard tyres. Timosius looking for any way he can to get around King Bob. King Bob been very dominant today, but strategy at the moment sees him down the order in 3rd place. Now the guys out in front of him will have to pit sooner, but will only have to pit one more time. Can they build up a big enough gap while he's on those hard tyres? So Rolles looking to make another move here. Can he get in close enough now to Timosius and get a good run out of the chicane? Timosius catches that sausage. That's going to unsettle the car. They're all away. King Bob opening up a gap. Timosius, though, wasn't that quick on the power. Rolles much quicker. Tarks in behind. Uses that slipstream. Pulls out. Did he have enough slipstream to make the move? Don't think he did. Put out a little bit too early there. He's looking to stick on the inside line. The Alfa, though, the Alfa just so strong. He has to brake and tuck in. Didn't use enough slipstream there for me. Got a really good exit, but pulled out a little bit early and didn't get the massive benefit of the slipstream. But he is tucked in behind there, behind Timosius, looking any way through, looking for any mistake, any gap. But these guys keeping it very, very clean at this stage. Is there an opportunity around the outside here? Doesn't look to be. Timosius doing a very good job of just keeping the Alfa in the right part of the racetrack at the right time. This time, he shuts the door there. Doesn't give Rollins the opportunity to get through. Rollins again, just tucking in behind. He's got limited time left on those soft tyres. Those soft tyres have to work for him. And at the moment, Tomosis is making it very, very difficult for Rollins to get the most benefit out of these soft tyres. Little touch in the back there. No danger for me. If he's going to get looked at, not up to me to decide. But Tomosis back through into fourth place. These guys, it is so close. Just not giving any inch, any quarter. Rollins can't get that McLaren past that Alpha. The Alpha showing immense great work here. And here we go again. Is there another opportunity under slipstream? This time he needs to be close, just not quite as close as he was. Get a good exit out of the chicane here. This is where he needs the exit. He's on the power a little bit quicker this time to Moses, but he's not far away. And see Danius D pulling into the pits on those medium tyres. They're moving up the order. Here we go. Tomosis in third. Rollins in fourth. King Bob back up into second place. Rollins not close enough this time. And so a little bit too far back. Too close the last time on lap 18. Too far back on lap 19. Can't make the move. How are we looking everywhere else on the racetrack? Look at that. What a beautiful shot as we see the camera panning away from that battle. Rollins not able to capitalise. Rollins is going to have to pit soon. Those tyres are looking rough, as my dog would say. Wendigo in the lead. He has pulled out a 22-second gap. It's not a pit stop window, though. A pit stop window is what he needs, but that's not what he's got. He's 22.4 seconds clear. We know you need at least 30 seconds for that to mean anything. King Bob there in second. Very dominant in qualifying. Dominant in the first sort of third of this race. But his insistence on using those medium tyres, the big gap that it gained him, he is now struggling to make up. And we've had an issue up front somewhere. There is a yellow flag. Who is off the track? No one that I can see. The yellow flag is there ahead of Dariukas in the final sector. Can't see who crashed, but whoever did is no longer crashed. There is Wendigo. He crossed the line to start lap 20. 2/3 into this 30-lap race. There are 10 laps remaining. And what a race we've had so far. We've seen King Bob absolutely dominate. Way out in the lead. We've seen 2 pit stops from him onto the medium tyres. We've seen the hard runners close up that gap. And up into the lead goes Wendigo. He's just under 22 seconds clear. And just put in a personal best first sector. That's not the sort of thing King Bob was going to want to be hearing. He doesn't want to see the guy out in front of him pulling away when he knows they've both got to pit again. Now, Wendigo is going to pit for the hard tyres, and he should be able to make these hard tyres last the rest of this race. Two-stopper, absolute two-stopper. King Bob, those hard tyres won't last to the end. He still needs to stop again. So at the moment, it is one up Wendigo in the Porsche 911. King Bob, though, looking strong for second. Tomosis has done a really good job with the Alpha. Rollins now off the back of him. He can relax a little bit. The gap behind, 22 seconds to Gitrazo. Rollins has had his massive charge. And here he is. Back on those hard tyres. Absolutely called it. He's going to go 10 laps on these tyres. He took those softs longer than I expected him to. So he's going to do 11 laps on these tyres. Now he dragged out the first stint to 13 laps. So 11 laps is no big ask. And there is Wendigo in the pits. We will see King Bob retain the lead of this race. But remember, King Bob has to pit again. But when he does pit, he will only need the softs. So, King Bob rounds the final turn as Wendigo is in those pits. Fuel-wise, Wendigo just putting in now. On go the tyres. In goes the fuel. And ahead goes King Bob. Tomosis also into the pits on those hard tyres. So finally going in for their final stop. King Bob ahead still needs to stop. Gitrazo on those racing hard tyres. Is he close enough to get through? The gap was 22 seconds to Timosius. He is through into 4th. Where's Wendigo? Wendigo coming out. He stays to that right hand side. Remember, 3 seconds if you touch the white line. Wendigo does come out, retains 2nd place ahead of Gidrazo. Gidrazo, though, does need to pit again with those tyres. Timosius still in the pits. He's going to come out. Where? Danius D going through. He's not going to come out in 4th place because that is reserved for the reigning champion. Danius D in 4th place. Timosius now coming out the pits. Where's Rollis? Rollis is going to be just behind him, I think. Timosius is going to get out ahead. There is Rollis tucking in behind him in 6th place. Now Rollis is on those hard tyres. Timosius also on those hard tyres. They already just had a big ding-dong battle. Are they going to have another one here? That was 1-0 to Timosius in that battle. And then Rollis was on was for very worn soft tyres, but looking very racy. Can Timosius hold off the charge now of Rollis? Dariukas 3 seconds back from that battle. He will not need to pit again. He can take this car to the end of this race. Arminis Gaming also taking the car to the end of the race. Who behind isn't going to the end? Etanas is. Shady is not. He will need to pit again in the AMG. That is going to leave. There's Alpha in the pits again from 13th. Not having great races, Alpha. It's got me in 14th. I'm not. It does look like the guy beginning with V, and I forgot his name, has rage quit the game, which isn't the dumb thing to do. You know, at the end of the day, in every race, somebody is going to be first and somebody is going to be last. And sometimes that somebody is you, and sometimes you just have to suck it up, Marker. It's a fact of life. In everything, everyone can't be a winner. All this, let's give you an award for turning up. No, bullshit. There's a winner and there is a loser, and sometimes you're a loser, and the way you lose dictates how people see you. So you can choose to carry on battling and carry on fighting and give it your best, and come home in last place with some dignity, or you can throw your toys out of the pram like a big baby and go and fuck off and stomp your feet like someone's stolen your candy. But that's my opinion on rage quitting. But we will seconds if he's just putting tyres on board, but he's also putting fuel on. He has opened up the gap to 24 seconds. He does have to pit again. He's going to rip the shit out of his tyres if he keeps going over the sausages like that. What he wants to do is try and get as much out of these as he can, because if he wants to put on the softs. Oh no, look, we know, he put in a 1:46.1 on the medium tyres, so we know he's goddamn quick. But does he want to run the softs at the end to be even quicker? But he needs 31 seconds just for tyres. So at the moment, Wendigo in a really good position. Gidrazo in a really good, well, not such a great position, because he's going to come into the pits here on the next lap. So he's in a similar position to King Bob. He wants to hang these tyres out for as long as possible. He's not going to hang them out as long as King Bob is, I don't think, though. He's going to need to come in very soon and replace those hard tyres for something a little bit more malleable. That's going to leave him vulnerable to Danius D. Danius D is going to the end of this race. He is, early form, showed him way down the order, but it just goes to show how different strategies play out and change the shape of a race very quickly. And there he is in 4th place at the moment, and actually looking very comfortable for a top 3. Timosius and Rollis still going at it, these two, but at the moment Timosius just got the edge over Rollis. Oh, I say that as we see a massive slide, pushes that Alpha too far. Oh no, and a big hit there as we see Rollis catches him. And absolutely nothing Rollis could have done about that. Absolutely nothing. Was it Rollis that caught him? I don't think it was, actually. I think it was Dariukas that caught him. So Rollis went through, as we saw Tamiosis spin, and as he was trying to recover the spin back on the track, through comes Dariukas, and there was nothing he could have done to prevent that. Absolutely melting into the side of Timosius. Major damage for him there. That's going to put him out of the running for a top 3 position now. and they're all stemmed from the back of that Alpha, just stepping out into turn 3. Couldn't keep it on the road, just pushing hard to try and keep Rollins at bay. So Rollins up into 5th place. He is 5 seconds behind Dynasty in 4th. As we see King Bob from the lead into the pits. What tyres is he putting on? Wendigo goes through. Wendigo takes the lead of this race. How far ahead is he going to be? It is 7 seconds already from Gadrazo. King Bob. Where are we? So there he is. Gadrazo there. He is coming through. He has taken 2nd. King Bob coming out on the medium tyres. He has set the fastest lap of the race on them. As we see Alpha just unlapping himself. Currently sitting in last place in the Toyota. Now, is he going to move very quickly out of the way? He's not in any sort of race himself. So I think we'll see him move over pretty quickly. Squeal from those tyres in that, in the, I was going to say the Alpha of Alpha, but it's not. In the Toyota of Alpha. And I'm not on the racetrack, even though it says on there. But Wendigo in the lead at the moment, looking very, very solid for a win here. Tomosius in the pits to repair that damaged car. What can he salvage from his race here? Lost the back end of that Alfa Romeo. And just to make matters worse, Dariukas coming through. Nothing he could do. Absolutely melts into the side of him. Gadrazo in 2nd. So at the minute, the top 3 looking like Wendigo, Gadrazo, King Bob. King Bob on those soft tyres. Now, there are 6 laps remaining. He has 6 seconds to make up. King Bob's fastest lap is a 1:46.1 on medium tyres. He's now on medium. Gadrazo, he's going to have to jump into the pits. He's not going to stick out. He's got no choice. He's got to pit. So, King Bob's going to retain 2nd. That's going to put him 15 seconds behind Wendigo. So as we see Gadrazo putting in. So Dynasty, current champion, comes round. He will move into the podium places. Just move into the podium places. So Wendigo's got 14 seconds. His fastest lap, a 1:46.8. King Bob's fastest lap. King Bob's got a penalty. He's got a 1 second penalty. That is going to absolutely stump him. There's only 5 laps remaining for him to catch King Bob. He would have to lap almost 3 seconds a lap faster to guarantee overtaking him. And he's not going to do it on this lap. So Wendigo, great strategy. Hangs the car out there longer. Finds himself now up in the lead of this race. King Bob with a 1 second penalty to serve. Coming up to the back of Aldriox. Dynasty up into the podium places. He is 11 seconds back from that battle. 2 seconds a lap. That's the pace he needs. 2 seconds a lap if he wants to move up from 18 points to 20. Remember, that is the difference. Rollins, 4 seconds. He's going racing. What's his lap times like? Well, he's doing mid 48s. Dynasty's doing high 48s. 3/10 a lap. He might be close. If Rollins can put in a couple of stonkers and Dynasty has a bad lap, we could see a battle here for 3rd place. So was that going very long in the first stint for Rollins the bravest idea? Does it work out? Personally, I think had he got round Alpha earlier on those soft tyres and build up a bit of a gap, I think he would currently be in 3rd. I think that actually being stuck behind Alpha has cost Rollins. But it still could be game on. Gadrazo comes out of the pits, 16 seconds back. He was in the top 3. Not going to get there now. I think we can comfortably say, unless Dariukas pulls out some amazing fucking driving in the next 5 laps, it is going to be Gadrazo in 5th place. There is Dariukas. Smashed his front wing when he hit Alpha after Alpha's massive, not Alpha, sorry. Temosius in the Alpha had his spin. Arminus Gaming up to 7th place in the WRX. He's going to go to the end here. Got a lot to do if he wants to close that gap on Dariukas. But half-second penalties at this stage of the race, picking up a penalty is not what you want to do. But not looking under any pressure from Etanas in 8th place. Talking of pressure, he is though. There is Fizrukas. Fizrukas closing on Atanas. Is he going to be able to nick an extra place? And that's such an extra point. And every point matters in a 10-race championship. Everyone's going to have a chance at nicking something out of this. He tries to close the gap on Atanas. He is within half a second. There is some slipstream there. Is Atanas able to keep him at bay? How are they looking for tyres? Well, Fizrukas in a much better tyre position at this stage. Looking to make a move up the inside. Not there. Atanas closes the door. Holds him off. Lives to fight another day. We're going to come back and check this battle again in a minute. We'll just go back to Shady. There he is in the AMG. Is he going to make it? I don't think Shady's going to make this to the end. If he hangs those hard tyres out to the end of this race and doesn't crash and doesn't lose a position, he is driver of the day. Simple as. But I will eat my microphone for breakfast if Shady gets anywhere near the end of this race without new tyres or without hitting a wall. Those tyres are absolutely gone. He's going to have to pit. There's Timosius. Timosius driving angry now. You can see that from the fact he's absolutely on the money power-wise. But back in 11th place, little lapse in concentration, spins the back end of his car, gets collected by Dariukas. What can I say? Just one of those things. That for me, I mean, I'm sure the stewards will make whatever decisions they're going to make. Because the stewards, the basic situation here is slightly different from with us. Any stewarding decisions are looked at after the race, and time penalties are added as necessary. Timosius, I feel for him. Nothing really he could have done. He lost the back end of his Alpha. Well, obviously he could have kicked his car on the road, but he lost the back end of his Alpha. Dariukas just wrong place, wrong time. Absolutely melts into him, and that's what happens there. So, did Fizrukas get round? Fizrukas did get round. He's round at Tadas. It's Tadas with a 2.5 second penalty. That is his charge back over. He is not going to make a move back on Fizrukas with that penalty, and he's going to serve this penalty very, very soon. Unfortunately for him, that's going to drop him down to 9th place, not into the clutches of Shady though. Alpha has made his way up to 12th place. He was last. He's on those hard tyres. All drops down to last place. He's had to pit again. That's the problem. He's on the medium tyres, running to the end. Alpha on the hards, running to the end. But out front, King Bob has closed the gap a little, but not enough. Wendigo on lap 28. There are 2.5 laps remaining. He is 11.7 seconds clear of the early front runner, King Bob. And for me, all that's let King Bob down today is strategy. I think the extra stint on the mediums cost him this race. He went out early on medium tyres, only got them 7 laps, came out and did another lap on the mediums, another stint on the mediums, and just stopping on lap 14, only 4 laps. Basically 2 pit stops to the hard tyre runners 1 is what's cost him first place here. 11 seconds. I think he probably, if different strategy on a different day, King Bob's winning this race. But strategy today costs him out. It wasn't pace that cost him, because he's the fastest man out there. Well, I'll say that. He was the fastest man out there. Gidrazo has done a 1:45.8. He has just done a 1:45.8, the fastest lap of the race. Is he able to close out 14 seconds to Rollins? I'm going to go with a big fat no. 14 seconds in what is essentially 2 and a bit laps. Rollins would need to turn that car upside down to lose 4th place. We say lose 4th place, he could be challenging here, Daniels D, for 3rd place. Has his strategy of running long in his first stint and going racy in his second paid off for a podium place here? Rollins on the back of the current reigning champion, and both their tyres looking ropey. Daniels D a little bit worse off as they're coming up to turn 1. Rollins not close enough to make a move this time out. but that gap is not closed, not opening. It's closing. He's 6/10. He's half a second. 6/10 again. Danish D desperately trying to keep Rollins behind him and out of the way. A lot of defending to do from Danish D here. They're not going to challenge King Bob. King Bob is 22. That's 22 seconds up the road. He's got his own battle there. He's closing fast, actually. Closing fast on Wendigo. But not enough in those tyres and not enough time left for me. This is the big battle. This is the battle for third place. This is the difference between a podium and no one remembering you were even there. Because that's how it is. You remember the guy who won it. You remember the two that stood next to him. But you don't remember the guy who almost made it. And this is that opportunity. Can Rollins be the guy who makes it into the record books? Or will he be the guy that nobody remembers? Rollins on Danish D, trying to make a move. Trying to get that McLaren close enough to make a move there. But Danish D is wily. He's the reigning champion for a reason. He does not leave the door open with any ease. But we do have Audriox. Audriox involved there. Does pull out, pulls over straight away. He sees the battle going on in his mirror. He knows that he's not going to be fighting this battle. He's not got any battle to fight himself. He's going to let these guys let it play out. So here we go. We start end of lap 29 to start the final lap of the race. Danish D has one lap on, let's be fair, some rubbish tyres to keep Rollins at bay. And Rollins is on a charge. And here we go. We're watching Rollins not close enough this time. Danish D with a much better exit as the helicopter flies overhead, getting some great shots there. Danish D trying to hold the car on the road. Rollins trying to hold that car on the road. Who's going to be quicker and braver on the accelerator here? And it is going to be about bravery. Who trusts their tyres the most? Who is prepared to make that final lunge down the inside? Fuel-wise, neither of them really have to worry about saving too much. Has someone got some big brass balls? Is Rollins going to make a crazy lunge? Danish D has got 7, 8 corners, 9 corners. 9 corners to keep Rollins at bay. Now there's only 8 corners. Now there's only 7. Less corners, less chances for Rollins. But he is keeping that pressure on. Here is going to be an opportunity. Really close with the slipstream. Big slide there though. Both of them struggling on these tyres to keep the car on the road. And it just seems that Lexus has a little bit more rear end grip getting out of the corner. Slightly better traction there. Danish D holding the car on. Is that going to be a penalty for Rollins? Goes over all 4 wheels over that white line. Is that the end of Rollins' charge? Here we go into the last succession of corners. Rollins again losing the back. Can't get close enough. Here we go. 2, 3 turns left into the rack chicane. No opportunity there. Darius, can't even say his name. Danish D in 3rd place. There we go, in the slipstream. Is there an opportunity before the line? He is really close. Rollins pulls out. It's a drag race to the line. Danish D in 3rd. Rollins in 4th. Can't make the move. What an absolute brilliant end to the race. Wendigo is the winner. King Bob finishes 7 seconds back. Danish D, then Rollins, then Gindrazo, who has the fastest lap on the race. Fizrokas comes home in 6th place, 30 seconds back. And it's a bit of an anticlimax when you have that kind of last lap action, and then you have to wait 30 seconds for a guy further back to finish. What an absolute brilliant finish to this first of 10 races in this series. These are the best drivers, remember, in Lithuania, from Lithuania. There we go, Fizrokas home in 6th place. Here we go, Dariukas coming home in 7th, just 5 seconds back. Closely followed by Arminis Gaming. Didn't realise he was quite that close to putting a charge in. Sorry man, I could have watched that battle. Timosius, there he is in 9th, and everyone from Shady has finished. Etanas is going to bring it home in 10th place. But here is your winner, Wendigo, in the Porsche 911 from King Bob. King Bob dominant all day, let himself down on a bit of strategy. Danish D starting quite further back down, but again strategy playing into his hands. Moves up into the top 3. Rollins almost. For me, it was not being able to get past Timosius in the Alpha when he was on the soft tyres has cost him a podium place here. One of those things. Timosius should have been among these guys, finishes back in 9th place. He had that big spin, and just to make matters worse, after Rollins goes through, Dariukas finishes in 7th, just collects Timosius, and he has to go in and repair his car. But there we go. So that is the end of this race. What a phenomenal race. This has been the Lithuanian Racing Club competition. And I've got to say, for a championship, for race 1 of the championship, this has been pretty darn good. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. If you haven't subscribed already on Twitch or YouTube or followed us on Facebook, then do so immediately. I will be putting up highlights of this race throughout the week, and they will be exclusive to subscribers. So there we go. We get to congratulate Wendigo on his win. The fastest lap point doesn't go to him. It doesn't go to Bob either. It goes to Gidrazo with a 1:45.8. What a phenomenal lap. But there we go. So as quickly as we started, 30 laps around, Barcelona is over. We will see you next week for this. So next week we will be at Spa, same time, same channel. Meanwhile, though, before that, we've got a few races this week. We've got the GR3 on Thursday. We've got oh no, we haven't. I'll tell you what we have got tomorrow. We've got the GR4 lottery tomorrow. We have got 15 GR4 cars. We are putting 15 GR4 cars in a hat. We are putting 15 drivers in that same hat, and we're matching them up. If you like the car, good. If you don't, tough shit. Is your car for an entire 10 race series. But there we go. So that's tomorrow. So be sure to check that out. Actually, you won't be able to unless you subscribe, because that's going to be a subscriber-only event. Subscriber-only event. And then we've got Saturday. We are live back with GT Fusion. And then we're back here for the LRC Championship next Sunday from about 7:20. So, thank you very much, everybody, for joining me. It has been absolutely emotional. Really, really enjoyed it. This has been the Lithuanian Racing Club Championship, round 1 at Barcelona. I've been Urban Pirate. This has been Black Flag Racing TV. And have a great Sunday evening. It's been emotional. See you very, very soon.
I've never been the one to cry to me, but baby, being with you makes me hungry. Oh, too many lost fingers, and baby, that smell always lingers. Oh, that stench. Oh, how it lingers. Oh, how it lingers. And you're the one for me. You're still a close pick, baby. And I'm not the one pushed away. It was you, it was you, it was you. Don't be scared, that you're so good. I'm not the chance that you alone. And don't be scared, you know. I'm not the one, it's you who's
Oh, you coming here, hot, greasy bastard, cheese me.